Welcome back to another episode of the RCBC SGA Sit Down Series podcast. I'm Madeline, your host and SGA president. Joining me today is my co-host Taiwo, another SGA officer. Our special guest today is Meredith Brown from our Career Services Department here at RCBC. We want to know more about the career resources on campus that are available to students. How is everyone's day?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you. How are you guys?
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Well, before we dive right in, we want to know a little bit more about you. What are some of your hobbies?
So I'm very routine oriented. So I enjoy going to the gym as early as 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Love to work out. I enjoy journaling, hanging out with friends, family, my boyfriend. I like helping others. So talking to my friends goes back to, I'm a people person. I love going to the beach, adventures, going on hikes, and just being really outside and engaged.
I enjoy a lot of that too. I love the gym.
Helps with your, mental, physical well-being.
Yeah.
So do you go to the gym every day?
I do. I try to go 5 days a week.
Oh my God.
It's hard. It's a stretch, but, it's important for, it helps you focus and gets your day started right.
That's right. I should definitely inculcate that into my routine. So, would you rather travel to the past to a specific day or to the future for one day?
Honestly, I think I would rather go to the future for one day.
Why?
I think I would like to see the stuff that I'm doing now, the work that I'm putting in, and I want to see the success coming from that and seeing where my life would fall. And, with technology advancing every single day, I just would want to see how we're adapting as a society and the new technology advances and stuff like that. So
that's a really good answer.
Thank you. It's a good question.
Okay, so what made you want to work with college students?
Ooh, great question. So my career trajectory was all over the place. As you both know, you both were my students for the appointments. I was a nursing student here on campus. And then shortly after, I switched to communications. And so I just want to give you the shorter version. But my passion is definitely helping people from no matter, who you are, your background, etc. I just love what I do. I chose higher ed because I enjoy the population. I enjoy seeing you guys, grow into your academic journey, your career journeys, watching you all, walk across that stage on graduation day. I always feel like a proud mom. It's like a holiday for me to see, the students that I've gotten to know through appointment after appointment after appointment. And, to see the milestones, like Maddie, the other day, or I think it was a week ago already, I forget, but we were talking about jobs and to see you get your resume together and those stepping stones. Taiwo, another example, with your resume applying for schools, like those stepping stones. So I just, like I said, it all goes back to that helping aspect and helping students become the best versions of themselves, which is why in the fall I will be going back to school for my master's in school counseling. So I'm excited to continue.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where will you be going?
Rowing U.
Okay.
So,
go profs.
Yes.
Yeah. What is your favorite part of your job?
Ooh, great question. My favorite part, every single day is so different. It could be as simple as making somebody's day, like helping them get their resume together, or watching a student. I could think of somebody in particular who she was all over the place with her career and just had no idea what she wanted to do. And through our sit downs and conversations and reflections and the assignments that she did, she is now confidently enrolled in a program and finally found her passion and her why. So I think for me, I think that one that comes off the top of my head immediately is just seeing somebody who is so uncertain in the beginning and very unsure of themselves And then watching through some time, like through 5-6 appointments and throughout the semester, be able to develop and finally realize their skills, their strengths, their weaknesses, transferable skills, and molding that into a plan of action, I think is so beautiful, because what I'm noticing with a lot of students is, they tend to underestimate themselves and not overestimate themselves, right? And not give themselves the grace and the confidence for where they are in their life and their experiences. I try to validate that and, to give them that self-esteem, so that way they can go and conquer the world ahead of them.
That is a very good answer.
I know you already talked about a little bit about your job, how you help students with your resumes, Is there other things like responsibilities that you do every day on your job?
Yeah, so we offer an array of services. So many. So I'll start with one of my favorite appointments is the career coaching one. Students can come in for general career guidance, tips, tricks, networking tips, how to leverage your LinkedIn profile. All of that really falls under the career coaching umbrella. We offer a Focus 2 assessment, which assesses your work interest, your personality, your career values. Have any of you two taken it quite yet?
No,
Okay.
I have not.
Definitely recommend it. Even if you know what you want to do, it enhances, your career thoughts. In addition, we do All About Handshake, which I know you two are already on it. Definitely put the plug out there. Continue, because it's great for students to utilize. On-campus student employment, Deborah Clokus, our manager, she's definitely helpful and knowledgeable in that area. She hones in on that, goes over, the orientations for students on their first day of student employment. Internships and building experience, especially for the business interns, right? They usually wait till the very last second, but we're trying to tell them, keep utilizing us. Mock interviews, cleaning up your social media, such as, Instagram, what to put out there for employers. And then lastly, our new initiative is the RCBC Career Closet. So I think we're going to talk about that later on. But yeah, so it's pretty much, Taiwo, to answer your question, anything under the umbrella of career is all us.
What other resources does Career Services provide that you haven't touched on?
Maybe one thing that I kind of brushed off was LinkedIn. That's a great resource that is out there that I feel like is not being used enough by students. And I actually, throughout the semester, it's something that's being talked about a little bit more with students. I feel like they're starting to gravitate towards that now. And they come in, ask how to, brand themselves, right? That's important on LinkedIn, making those connections and, applying for jobs on there and seeing what's out there. So it's wonderful, that you guys are starting to resort to that, feeling comfortable and confident to start to update your profile.
So I know you mentioned about the career closet. How does that work?
The career closet, so happy we have it. It's fairly new. It's a new professional attire to help students look and feel at their best during the job search process, including interviews, networking events. Let me tell you, the attire is beautiful. We have dresses, some nice dress coats for the guys, socks, you name it, it's beautiful. So how do you leverage the career closet? So students can go into Handshake and then click events to see upcoming dates. Students may choose up to 4 items per semester, and all they have to do is just schedule an appointment. Like I said, go on Handshake. What's the best part? What do you guys think is the best part?
You get to
The clothes.
Do you think it's a cost?
No.
Yep. No cost. So free, accessible. Right now it's stored in Voda Hall. Drawing a blank on the room number, but yeah, so it's free, accessible, and we hope students leverage it for your interviews.
I'll have to go over there.
Yes.
Pick one out for my interview.
Yes.
But for the closet, do students have to return it, or it's yours to keep?
It's yours to keep.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my
Yours to
God.
keep.
That's
amazing.
really nice.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. Shout out to Dom Parker in our office, who you guys know, and Deborah. They worked really hard to, push it with ordering the inventory day in and day out. So I just want to, shout them out for putting in the work.
Thank you.
Thank you. What resources are available to students with undeclared majors?
Ooh, these are my favorite, right? The undeciders. So, as I mentioned earlier, Focus 2, a wonderful resource. It's a major career exploration tool, so it really enhances that undecided student, right? Their thoughts, enhancing, their strengths, their skills or weaknesses, personality, career values. It's really interactive. It should take about 45 minutes, depending on the speed for the student to take the Focus 2. How do you access Focus 2? It can be found under Handshake, under the Resources tab. The student has the option to either take it independently or come in person to do a thorough interpretation. We definitely, encourage students to bring it to us so that way we can break it down for them and create, follow-up appointments as it's an ongoing thing, to decide your career. It should never be decided in one day. In addition to that, I just want to stress the importance of, Focus 2 is not the only thing that we do use because, it may not work for everybody. So if Focus 2, if you're not a technical person, if you don't like to sit at a computer, taking an assessment, we do have a verbal option, where I'll ask questions to the student, kind of reflecting Focus 2, a card sorts game. It's a career values card sorts. It's really fun. In addition, what else do we do? Visualization activity. So this is really cool. It's like molding yourself into your career, right? Picturing where you want to be. And then I help them with the vision board. It's really fun. ONET and Occupational Career Outlook are two great websites / resources that tells you, what's going away or not going away, what's a bright outlook for your career. And then lastly, just creating those conversations about, assessing their interests, strengths, weaknesses, their ideal work environment. All of this really happens, through that authentic conversation and reflective journaling. I think you both know you never leave my appointment without having a mini homework assignment to do, whether it be a reflective prompt or a quick journal entry or having something tangible to, walk away with.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
definitely. That's really a lot of resources there. And I really hope that you take advantage of it because these resources were made for you and don't sleep on it.
yes.
So I know you already mentioned a lot of resources, but besides Handshake, because I think Handshake is like the school's official app for career opportunities, right? So what other platforms can students go besides Handshake to, look into these things?
Yes. So I always tell students, don't put your eggs all in one basket, right? Have more than one platform, resource to utilize, especially for those jobs / internships. So additional resources could be Indeed, right? That's a great one. They're usually up to date with opportunities that are out there. Glassdoor, Simply Hired. And then, believe it or not, I always tell students to check out their, the company page, right? So I think, Madeline, we were talking about, remind me again of we were looking at nursing home opportunities.
Yes.
And I said, let's look up, for instance, the Masonic Home company page, and we were able to see their career opportunities that way.
I had a lot of great career opportunities.
Yeah. So there's a ton out there for websites.
Definitely check out the job web page because some of the job descriptions are usually generic, right? And you literally have to go under the company to see what they really want. Because I think that's something you told me about writing a cover letter. You have to always check the company's website, right?
Yes. Yep. Check the company website. Yep. Exactly. and tailor when you are writing your resume and your cover letters, tailoring your resume/cover letter to the job description. So that's right, Taiwa. Yep, you got it.
I'm learning.
Yes.
What resources do you offer to students that make the resume out in an AI dominated world?
Yeah, I can't believe this is where we are now with 2024
It's
AI.
crazy.
Yep. Another shout out. I know Dom in our office, she loves AI and attends a lot of professional webinars and events all about AI. But I can speak on behalf of Big Interview. This is a new resource we have within our office. Pretty much the student can record themselves doing a interview, and then they get critiques on, what could be better. And let me put an emphasis on its questions related to their industry. So if you're a nursing student, it will populate questions specifically to a nursing interview. So it's really helpful in that way. It's 200 plus video lessons that guide students through every step of the interview process, tailored to so many different occupations, from job interview fundamentals to learning how to close with smart questions. So it's really helpful and out there for students.
What tips would you give to students that want to make their cover letter stand out? And what should they put on their resume?
Yeah, great question. So for your cover letter, I always tell students to think outside the box, right? Don't make it another repeat of your resume. Think of things that you've done throughout your schooling, throughout your work experience that sets you apart from others, right? No matter how big or small, but really just honing in and highlighting your qualifications, your skills, your expertise. Don't make it overly lengthy, right? So one page should be sufficient enough. Always, even in your resume and cover letter, try to use metrics, right? Numbers. So if you were a waitress, right? Maybe put how many tables you saw, because that can speak volumes to your work ethic. So within your cover, I know I'm going back and forth, but with your cover letter, definitely continue to highlight those qualifications, show that interest, the passion, the driving force, and then tie it up with, why you're interested. That usually goes in the beginning paragraphs, why you're interested in the company, how you found out about them, and just really trying to sell yourself as best as possible and speaking to your own qualities. Now I'll flip-flop back to the resume aspect. For your resume, definitely make it uniform, easy to read. A page is fine. If it exceeds a page and a half, that's perfectly fine as well. Like Taiwo said earlier, I feel like she's career talk now, which I love it. But ATS is now out there. Application tracking system. It's a software system that picks up keywords related to the job description. So that's where coming in and plugging in those keywords, so that way you pass that machine, will set you up for success. So I could talk about this all day long, as you both know.
I mean, you're an expert at this. This is what you do for your job. So
Yeah,
it's fun.
And you have a lot of useful information.
Thank you. I'm just trying to set you all up.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Is there anything else that we missed that you would like to talk about?
So that's great. I think just, for you both, I'm sure you both are very involved on campus, which I love to see. And maybe we can, continue the conversation, but definitely making the most of RCBC, right? What they have to offer. Like I said, I went here as a student. I wish I was twice as involved as you both are. There's resources like Camp 2030 that's out there, SGA. Faculty here is great, staff, and just making those connections with your peers, your faculty, your staff, because oftentimes, they want to help you succeed and show you the ropes as well. So leveraging, who's out there, and enjoying the ride, right? Oftentimes students are so quick to finish that degree, but sometimes you have to just enjoy and embrace every second of it. It's not a marathon, right? It's a sprint. It's never a rush. And enjoy, working. Like sometimes I hear students say, oh, I don't want to be here forever, right? You're not going to be here forever. Everything in life is temporary, and working at a restaurant or at a gym, etc., is not everybody's forever. It's a starting point in your career, and it's helping you get to your end goal. So just making the most of, where you're at and giving yourself grace. What about you both? Resonates with you?
Yes.
It's like everybody feels like it's a race. My peers are gone. I'm far behind, especially people with like undecided majors and people that they're trying to find their path in life. It's fine. It's fine to not know what you want to do, but it's also, that's why you're actually have to take advantage of the resources that's available onto you, because when you start taking when you start using the resources that you have, then you begin to find your path, and it's a process. It doesn't take one day. Rome wasn't built in a day, so we have to take it step by step. Exactly. I just remembered something about the resume, right? So how far back can you go in your resume? Like some people have a lot of career mobility that it's like they've worked in 1,000 places in a year, and if you're writing that, it's literally more than a page. So like how far back?
I'm really glad you asked that. So they say don't go back 10 to 15 years later in work experience. And also in addition to that, always speak to the needs of the industry, right? The want, the how, the why, the where. Always talk to the specific industry. So if you are applying for a healthcare position, maybe omit some non-related experiences, right? And also think of those other employable components you can add to a resume, such as your extracurriculars, your relevant coursework and projects. The list goes on, right? Your academic achievements, your skills, meaning your hard skills, your demonstrative, technical, mechanical skills. So hopefully that helps answer your question.
Oh, yeah, that does go a long way to answer my question. So, don't go back 15 years. And only relevant jobs to the job description is what you want to put on there. You don't want to go for nursing and start putting that you were a waitress. I mean, it's a career, but it's not really going to help a lot if the job, like the things that you did on the job doesn't really relate to, like, you know what I mean?
Yes. And one more thing that I want to add that I forgot. One of my favorite concepts is transferable skills, right? So looking at the things that you've already done and applying it to those entry-level / career positions, because everything that you both are doing as well, are all transferable skills. Your teamwork, customer service, being involved, schoolwork, right? Managing the time. Those are all transferable skills and things that we should never forget about.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I think your office really sets us up to be successful. And credits to you guys for really helping the students on campus. Is there anything else that we missed before we wrap it up?
I think you guys covered it all. You are great hosts. Right? Shout out.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the RCBC SGA Sit Down Series podcast. A huge thank you to our special guest, Meredith Brown, for joining us and sharing valuable insights into the career resources available on campus. Remember to take advantage of these resources. Stay tuned for the next episode. And until then, this is Madeline and my co-host Tyoa signing off.
Off we go.